as far as knowing who to hire next, for me, always I need to do the look inward first. Everybody always talks about fit, and then they go out and try to find this person to fit. But they're talking about fit, and they haven't done the hard part first, which is looking in the mirror. What are the hard parts about working with Mark that somebody can deal with? And it took me a long time to figure that out. And where will we get the highest return from a union between me and that potential employee? Once I know what I need and what they need to be able to navigate smoothly, it's easier for me to find that person. Yeah, skill level, experience, and all those things, those are easy to ask for, and 1,000 people can have all of those attributes. But really what you're looking for is some synchronicity of vision. You're looking for some alignment in your energy levels, in your work ethic, in your belief system. I don't mean that, hey, I'm Catholic and I'm not, and you need to be Catholic. That's not what I'm saying. But I am a believer in that what we are working on will turn into something awesome. You need to be that. If I hire somebody who is a built-in non-believer, I promise you I'll be sick of them before the end of their first 8 hours. And so knowing that, I got to put in some questions to make sure that they can live up to the environmental standard of just being here. The work, I can teach them.
Interesting. What are your thoughts, Zach?
So a couple things. So first, I think I want to make sure that I'm actually in need of someone, right? Like, I think there's this tendency to jump the gun on it, and I think there's a need for, like, really, like, yes, you want to hire people to do things and to be better at things, but you really need to be dialed in on what you actually need them to do, right? Because I think too often we think that we need somebody, but we might not, right? You might just need a contractor for a little, like, some little portion of it, right? Or a particular task. And if they do that, you might get so much more free time that you don't actually need a full-time hire, right? Or I think it's just easy to jump the gun on that. That's the first thing.
So true.
The second thing is, when you're hiring somebody, like Mark said, are we a good fit, right? Like, do you fit A, our culture, whatever that culture is, and B, are you in alignment with, like, and you nailed this. Like, there are plenty of people that will never ever work with me. There is no universe.
Truth.
Like, and it's just because, like, I can be fanatical, right? Like, I have high expectations. I have this quirky, like, get up, get it done, like, this drive, right? And if you don't have that, you're going to feel out of place. Like you said, you're going to, like, I'm not going to feel out of place. You're going to feel out of place. And it's going to be very challenging for you if that's not your, like, if you don't have that propensity to, like, rise to that occasion, it's going to be challenging.
They're going to quit.
They're most likely going to quit, or they're going to get fired very quickly.
Yeah.
And so
they're not going to be happy either way.
They're definitely not going to be happy.
Yep.
So vetting is, like, trying to vet that, or like vetting that as early as possible is huge. And the other thing I'd say is, if something doesn't work, cut people loose. Like, stop playing around. Like, give them constructive criticism and try and give them opportunities to get better and to get in alignment with you. But if it's, like, don't drag it out.
I agree.
Don't drag that stuff out.
I agree. I like to call it not firing it, releasing them to their destiny.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Because this isn't it.
Yep.
Like, this ain't working for you.
Yep.
It's not working for me. So,
and I used to think that was mean. I'm not gonna lie. I'm a bit of a. I'm probably softer in nature than the two of you. I'm Hallmark.
You are Hallmark, and you don't have as many reps.
Yeah.
If I get you 20 reps, I bet you that tune changes.
No. But here's what I realized from listening to you two is that it's sometimes the kindest thing to do is to release somebody.
Oh, for 100%.
Sure. And sometimes the meanest thing to do is to hire them. And, you know, the .com bust in 2000-ish, 2001, whatever. You know, when you go back and you talk to a lot of those CEOs of some of these failed companies and you ask them what their biggest mistakes were, there's a phrase that floated around for a few years. It's called JTNAs or JTNRs. And I'm like, what is that? And they're like, justify the next round or justify the next ask. Meaning they were in fundraising mode and they knew that they needed that. Back then, the landscape was, I needed to be able to say I had this many people on my team to be able to ask for the next round of $2 million, $5 million, $10 million or whatever. And they were literally just grabbing bodies, sticking them on the team to make themselves, in their minds, look better when they sat in front of the unlearned venture capitalist of the day. And so those people, hiring those people, that was unkind to hire those people because they couldn't help you. They had no concept of how to help you get to the mission, you know, and you were wasting everybody's time.
They're going to be unfulfilled.
Yes. And it's a bad use of resources. That money could be used for something else. So
a whole lot of other things.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. No, I agree with you. And I think that it can be hard, you know. So for somebody who gets into business and they aren't a COO, they're not necessarily good at hiring and firing. They're not good at those types of things.
Right.
But they're good at whatever it is they do. Maybe they're a plumber. Maybe they're like construction, a pool, like somebody who cleans pools. They are a really good trainer and they start their own gym. Like, what would you say to them? What's one good piece of advice? You've both have done hiring, firing, COO type of things. What's one good piece of advice for somebody who's not good at it yet, but is going to have to do it?
Have ChatGPT help you. No, like,
oh, you're being serious.
No, I am being serious, right? So I would literally have ChatGPT help me vet somebody, right? And I would, but the thing is, like, here's the thing. You're going to have to come up with things that you care about. And it's going to have to, like, it's going to require thinking on your part, right? Like, ChatGPT is going to be able to assist, but they're not going to be able to do some of this part, right? They're going to be able to get you there, right? And you're going to be able to go through some of those ideas. And Mark probably
How do you get them to vet you or vet somebody for you? Like, what does that look like?
What does it look like to me?
I might not even know what that means. Like, as a business owner, like, vet them. Like, what am I vetting them for?
If they're a fit.
Okay.
If you should hire them. So the first thing I would do is I would come up with, like, some general things, like what Mark said, like, hey, here's how I operate. Here's my expectations as me as a person, right? Like, these are the things this is how I operate. This is what I expect. Here's the culture that I want to build, right? And here's some of the things that need to happen in this role, right?
And ideally, you'd have those in a document anyways.
Well, obviously, you should have those in a document, but put those in a document, give it to ChatGPT, and basically say, hey, can you build some qualifications for this role? Like, key things to look for in a person, right? And go back and forth with it.
Could you then put somebody's resume in, maybe even if
I
you
would
do it?
I would do two things.
Okay.
So first, I would have it look at resumes and analyze them and give me some kind of score, right? And you could ask it to build a scoring system based on whatever categories.
Mark's getting ideas over there.
Right? Mark already knows. Mark,
see that?
Mark
I like that. Yeah.
Mark is sitting there like, yeah, I already do this. So, okay, so I would give it some kind of scoring categories, right? So, and obviously this depends on how many applications you're actually getting. If you're getting a couple hundred applications, boom, stick them all in there, right? Google Docs, whatever, put them each on individual Google Docs. Give me the top 10 or whatever you want. That's how I'd handle that part. Just because I know how powerful transcripts are, You're
giving away all the secret sauce today, aren't you?
I like it. Mark, he's going deep.
Mark, tell him not to give him so much secret sauce.
I like it. No, let him have it.
Okay, so then what I would do...
For a limited time only.
Yeah, limited time only.
This video is coming down tomorrow.
Right, so then what I would do is, for my interviews, I would either do them...
Record them somehow.
I would record them somehow. just
And
audio.
if it's in person, mind you, tell them you're recording them, or it's
Absolutely.
illegal.
You have to notify them that you're recording it.
Or do it
but
on Zoom.
Do it, most likely just do it on Zoom because it's probably more convenient for everybody. Most likely. I say that because I'm on Zoom at least twice a week, so it feels more convenient to me. Get it recorded, however you have to get it recorded, take those transcripts and get them into ChatGPT, and so it can analyze the answers that were given to you, right, based on the questions that it probably gave you to ask them during the interview. That's what I would do, and that's how I would do that to hire people.
Mark.
I love the second half of what he was talking about.
Ooh.
No, I didn't hate the first half. No, I didn't hate the first half. The first half was good. But I want to go back to your question about how to vet them.
Yeah.
If I'm asking myself, again, I'm guilty. Y'all are going to leave this going, he doesn't know anything. He's just ChatGPT's representative. So what I would do is I would go on to ChatGPT and I'd say, hey, look, I'm not sure if I'm the easiest person to work with or for. And I want to make sure that I'm fair to the person that I hire. So tell me or help me create a way to vet people so that I'm sure we're a good fit. Ask me what you need to know from me. And I would have ChatGPT ask me the questions. I'd answer the questions. Then after I answer the question, it'll have an easy time helping me come up with a vetting system because that is a key piece. Everything else, I totally 100% am in complete agreement. I just want to make sure that I don't submit somebody to having to work with me that I'm bad for. Now, having said that, the easy answer, what are we doing? I need for that small business person, I need to know how to do the job. Then I need to hire somebody to do the job and let them do it. And understand that once I have hired them to do the job, I have one thing in this world that I'm supposed to do. I already gave them the expectation. My job is to block and tackle, remove obstacles, make things that are in their way not in their way. Hey, I want you to make, I'm making this up, I want you to make 110 dials per day. Well, then I probably should get a dialer. Or maybe write a script. Or maybe buy better leads. Or maybe, even advertise something where they're getting inbound calls. I need to make their chances of success greater by giving them the ultimate playing field. So they can go home and go, oh my gosh, I'm supposed to sell this stuff. I'm supposed to make 200 outbound calls and 150 called me. This is the easiest job in the world. And so I need to be doing that for them, running ahead. And they used to call it blocking and tackling, but I hate buzzwords. So removing obstacles.
So it's almost like you hired them to work for you.
But I work for them.
But then you work for them so that they work better for you. See what I did there?
Yes. And you know what Stephen Covey used to call that interdependence. Think about it. You guys are married 8 trillion years.
8 trillion.
The reason you were able to make it 8 trillion years is because you figured it out.
How many years have you been married, Mark? We've been married 8 trillion.
40 trillion years.
No, you got to use Laura's new number word.
10 kabillion.
Kabillion.
Oh yes. Okay. Then I've been married 6.5 kabillion years. But at the end of the day, you realize, because you show up with what can I get? What can I get? What can I get? And then I don't care. No one can find happiness until they get past that and move into the, what should I be giving? What should I be giving? What should I be giving?
How can I serve you?
And when you do that, you do get.
It's almost like what God said in the Bible about those who serve, it being a good thing.
100%.
Is there a verse or two about that, Mark?
At least one, yes.
Maybe 2.
Yes.
Servant leadership is a real thing, a biblical thing. Is that what we're trying to say?
It is a real, Jesus washed the feet of the guys who worked for him.
Yeah.
And betrayed him.
Yeah, that one too.
Wow.
He was better than me because he let that rascal out of the room. I'm kidding. Sort of.
No, that's really good. Appreciate that.
The only thing I would say is just make sure if you didn't hear anything that we said today, this belief thing is important. Believe in your ability to do the work. Believe in your ability to do the task. Believe in your ability to embrace the technology. Whatever it is you have to do, just do it as if it were actually going to be a success, and things will change for you, even especially on the days when you don't feel like it.
And for those people hiring people, right? Let them know that you're not paying them. They think that there's this misconception in that transaction, right? Employees think that employers pay them. Employers don't pay you. The customer of the employer pays you. And so if you can teach and show and help employees understand that you don't actually work for me, you work for our customers, they will be wildly better and you will get wildly better results. Like, it is a game changer for people's cognitive function on why they're doing things and how, like, those tasks and why they need done. So
is that why the lady or man, I hope it was the lady. Oh, I don't care either way. Sorry. I don't care. Don't cut it. But is that why they wrote the hearts on my cup?
I don't know.
Because they realized that the customer pays them, not Starbucks.
They may or may not understand that. Like, they may subconsciously understand that. They may
have
not
some natural gifts, maybe.
Well, potentially, or they're just like,
or they just love to doodle.
Right, they love to doodle, but
I liked it better when I thought they cared about me.
Well, but if you think about it, like, when you were a manager somewhere, who were the best employees? The ones that did whatever it took to take care of the customer.
Talk about it, bro.
Right? Mm-hmm. Whatever it took to take care of the customer. Did they realize that the customer was like? Did they realize it in that detail that the customer was the person that was actually paying them? Maybe, maybe not. But that's what they were doing. Right on. Right? Whether or not they realized that at that level.
Who cares if they're naturally talented or not, as long as they're doing it.
Exactly.
Right.
Right? I'll take those people over talent all day, twice on Sunday.
Right on.
Like, people that they're going to kill themselves to serve the customer.
Right on.
All day. They're way better.
Which is a talent.
It is. It is a skill and a talent. Right. But I'll take them over the whatever super qualified person.
Right.
So that's all I got.
Apple Store, they get it right. They really, I've never seen that many people so good at what you're talking about.
Well, same with Chick-fil-A.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like.
But then does that come from how they're treated?
I think it would have to.
Oh, it has to partially.
It has to.
So it comes back to serving your people.
Yeah. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But I have to do both things as a manager, right? So I have to understand as a manager, the customer that pays the company is the most important, but the people that have the direct interaction with them or have direct interaction with the product that is going to that customer, they're the most important person.
So you value the customer and you value your employees, but if you notice, you don't put in that sentence of I'm going to put myself at the top of that value.
There's no point.
It's not. It is not even about you. You're the shepherd. So if the lion kills you while trying to protect the sheep, you've done your job. Right. It is not save yourself, sheep. I'll be up here in this tree.
I'll be safe.
Yeah.
Right? Like, there's no point.
Nope.
Because the reality is like your life will become infinitely easier if you focus on those two things anyway.
You'll also become infinitely more wealthy if you focus on those two things.
Well, yes. Yes, that as well. But like I know, like, as a supervisor, my guys would, to steal a line from my old Italian buddy, they would take a bullet for me. Right?
It's from a movie. I'd take a bullet for you.
I don't think it was from a movie.
I thought it was.
No, it was just from some crazy dude that he knew. So anyways, but like, if they take a bullet for me, what are we talking about? Like, I don't need to work that hard. The only thing I need to work hard at is helping them. And if I do that, the rest is easy.
That is where their joy comes from, is letting them be the most. And giving them an arena to perform their excellence is what makes them love you.
Yep.
Going into the arena with them and saying, hey, give me that sword. I got this.
I got this.
That is annoying. Nobody wants that. Yeah. Or standing outside the arena and say, no, don't do that with your shield. Do this with your shield. Mm-hmm. It's like, no, you stay up there in the box and watch me do this with excellence. Mm-hmm. That's what fires people up. If you can't do that, then you probably shouldn't have any employees.
That part. Exactly.